Thanks for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you choose to be hanging out with me, and I appreciate that. Hold on. The long guy, I think is right. I think we're okay. We're okay. I'm going to do a video today called ranking my Juvia'S Place palettes. I know a lot of people have been doing this, but I'd like to give my perspective on it and show you what I think. All right, here we go. Transition. Okay. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. There's 17 palettes. I have them all as of whatever date this is. I think today is the 29th of October, okay? Coming in at number 17 is the Zulu. I know you're probably very surprised by this as number 17. A lot of people like this palette. I think I got a bad palette. I really do. I'm not mesmerized by these shades the way other people are. I find them good, but not spectacular. I do like this mustard shade, but it doesn't even show up on my skin. This one right here. It takes a lot of building up. So I love these three shades. This makes a great little look. And then these right here and these right here. If you go in the columns, they make great looks. I like the palette. I still have it. I mean, that's why, that's why I still have it. I like it, but it's not my favorite. It's my least favorite for sure. Number 16, the Warrior 2. And this is only because it's an all matte palette. That's the only reason I dislike this palette, or don't like it as much. I don't like all matte palettes. I don't do all matte looks. So that's the only reason that this is ranked so low. Now, as far as the colors, these are sensational colors. Like this, Yodit. I had a friend named Yodit in my class growing up. They're beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful colors. They're very pretty. I love this Jamata. That right there is gorgeous. I think this is a great companion palette. I think it travels well, but it's not my favorite because it is all matte. So, sorry. Number 15 is the Nubian 3. Okay, this is the Nubian 3 Coral. I am not fond of this palette because I don't like the color story. I'm sorry about the damn lawn, guys. I don't like the color story. I am not a fan of corals altogether. Like, they don't look good on my skin tone. They look, it makes me look like an Oompa Loompa. I'm not a fan of these colors, but these silvers are gorgeous. Like, I cannot, like, boom. Like, I love that. So, I do like how they were able to successfully interact cool and warm tones together, but I just don't like the color story. Is the quality amazing? Of course, it's Juvia'S Place. So that's 17, 16, 15. This is number 14, is the Afrique palette. Now, the only reason that this is ranked low is because I personally have a hard time making a good look with this. There's a lot of options here, a lot of colors. Perhaps if I rearranged it or popped them out and made them make sense in a way that I could present a really good color story. But this color, Angelique, is gorgeous. This is gorgeous shades, as always, mattes and shimmers, just great shades. But I have a hard time making a beautiful color story, and that's why it's ranked so low. Again, it's not the quality. This is 17, 15, 16, 15. Wait, 17, 16, 15, 14. This is number 13, is the Festival. This is the same type of situation. I think because the color story is so different and so limited, I have a hard time making a good look. Now, this color right here, Oro, is beautiful. This is like my perfect mustardy shade. I love it. I love this pink. It's gorgeous as well. Now, this looks like it's a matte shade, but it's actually satin. It's gorgeous as well. I think it's a gorgeous color story, but I think because it's it's too diverse for me to make a cohesive look with every time. I have to think too hard. So, okay, I'm gonna stop counting because I can't remember. Next is the Warrior, number 1. I love this palette. This is a great neutral palette. I think it is great for all types of skin tones. I think you have a variation of different colors for everybody here. Your deeper skin tones, your medium skin tones, your lighter skin tones. You have different. I like that there's more shimmers than there are mattes. I really like this palette. It's a great palette. And of course the packaging on it is sensational. Next, the Saharan by Juvia'S. The only thing I really dislike about this palette is this black. Like, I don't know why it's in here. I'm not okay with it being in here. I don't like it. Other than that, I really love this palette. I think it has great shades. I think the color story is beautiful. I think you're able to make a great warm tone look, some cool tone looks, some very neutral looks. I like this palette a lot. Next, the Deuce by Juvia'S. I love this palette so much. I love this shade right here. This is gorgeous. It's a duochrome shifty shade. You can see that. It's gorgeous. I love the one below the pink. It's really beautiful. I love the green. I've used the hell out of this palette, actually. The green is really pretty. It's like a minty green. I think this is a great summer palette. I wish this wasn't as deep, and I wish this was a little bit brighter. That's my only criticism. But I love this palette. It's a great palette. Okay, we're more than halfway through, I think. All right. Next, the Nubian 2. I fucking love this palette. I love this green, this Egypt. I've used this so many times. It's one of my most loved palettes. Look at that green. The Cleopatra shade. I mean, it's gorgeous. I also like just like the Sheba shade is also really pretty. And the Zuri shade, Sheba and Zuri, it's a beautiful palette. I think that you can make some very nice neutral looks, some warm neutral looks, and some cool neutral looks all in one palette. And I think that takes talent to make a palette like that. And this was their second palette. I think it was a knock this out of the park. They did great. Okay, then I have the Masquerade Mini. Now this is not going to look as used as it should because I had the Masquerade, the big Masquerade, and I depotted it. I love this palette. Everybody loves this palette because of the rows of colorful, the rows of neutrals, and I think you're able to mix and match and make really pretty looks. I do wish that these were different. Like, they're purples, but I wish they were different. I wish also that the blues were a little different, like just more different, maybe like a, I don't know, a chartreuse or something like that. Something very different. It would have made the palette more diverse, but I still love it. I just did a first impression review on this one, and oh my gosh, what a wreck. I don't clean my palettes, and I probably should. I know Makeup with Mariella, she cleans her palettes, and they look immaculate all the time, and I'm like, how do you do that? That's amazing. This is the Nomad. I love this palette. I love the shade up here. I love these three down here, or up here. This is the top of the palette. This is just a beautiful, beautiful palette. I do wish that they would have made this a real shimmer. It's one of those matte with glitter in it, and it doesn't have a lot of pigment. So this shade is a bummer to me. I don't like this one, but all the rest are gorgeous, and I love it. Great palette. Next, the Saharan 2. Now, this is my palette. Because it has all I need are these 3 mattes and these 6 shimmers. That's all I need in my life. This is all I need. I don't need a whole lot of mattes to create a look. I really don't. And these shimmers are so gorgeous. I wish that they had maybe taken one of these brown tone shimmers and made it a different color. Maybe a green or a purple. But there's only so much you can do. So I love this palette. Definitely a favorite. Next is the Nubian, the original. This is my favorite, and the mini. This is my favorite. Look at how much use I've had in that palette. You see this shade right here? Loving this shade. It's messy as hell. Sorry, guys. This was their first palette. I remember when I saw Nikki Tutorials talk about this palette, and I already had it in my hand. because I found out about this brand from a friend, and Nick Gucci Tutorials was like pimping Juvia'S place, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. They need exposure because it's a phenomenal, like for their first palette, this was amazing. So happy that I have it. And the mini is great for putting in my purse. Love this palette. Next, The Tribe by Juvia'S Place. I've only used this once, but I fucking love it. I love the greens. I wish that they had maybe made this a mustard shade, but other than that, it's beautiful. Or this really mustard. Like this is more tan, leaning towards orange. Yeah, it shows up a little more orangey on my skin. I wish they had made this mustard. Beautiful, beautiful palette. I hear my dog. I don't know where she is, but I hear her. Next, the Warrior 3. Oh my gosh, this is such a fucking gorgeous palette. Do you see how beautiful this is? And I like also that this is really like, there's really not any cool tone or warm tone leaning. This is just color. And I really like that. This is definitely cool tone. This is definitely cool tone. That's more of a neutral. But I love how many different colors are in this palette and how many different different combinations of looks you can make with this palette. I think it's gorgeous. Definitely need to pick this up. And my favorite Juvia'S Place palette is the Queen palette with Fumi. I love this. I like pinks and purples. That's my aesthetic. I like pinks and purples. They look good on my skin. Purples look good on brown eyes. This is perfect for me, right? Because this is me ranking them for me and how they affect my life and how I like them. These are gorgeous. This is a gorgeous palette. First of all, I like the packaging with Fumi. And then I like how on the inside it has the Queen. That's genius. And the colors are just so gorgeous. It's a beautiful palette. I really think that if you haven't gotten this palette, you need to go get it. It is amazing. The quality is outstanding. And it is my favorite Juvia'S Place palette. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Remember, if things are going sideways, just remember it gets real, it gets different. It gets real fucking different. Hang on for the ride, guys. Things get better. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.